Speaking from the nation's capital, Monrovia. Welcome to King's Newsroom for the 5 minutes of news from Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Tuesday, December 23, 2025. My name is Cornelius Johnson, presenting stories of the headlines this evening in an effort to strengthen community healthcare and empower women in Rivers County. The Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation for Women, Girls, and Youth Empowerment certificates over 180 trained traditional midwives. National Lottery Authority launches what it describes as major humanitarian donation initiative targeting persons living with disabilities across southeastern region of the country. Front page Africa managing editor Rodney C criticizes the Unity Party-led government for what it described as consistent attacks on Front page Africa and other media institutions over their reportage on national governance. Away from home, there is growing anger in Malawi over a post Christmas fortnight trip to the UK that one of the country's vice presidents is due to take. The news bulletin, voices of the newsmakers are all packaged in this edition of the program. We take a very short break to be right back. Many thanks for being there. Up next is the bulletin of news with Newton Topa.
National Lottery Authority of Nigeria has launched what it described as major information initiative targeting persons living with disabilities across the southeastern region of Nigeria. The simultaneous distribution exercise was carried out in Maryland County, Grand Coulee, Riverview, Sangendo, and Grand Gide as part of the authority's corporate social responsibility program aimed at supporting vulnerable and marginalized groups. Speaking during the distribution, Ms. Helena Dion, Assistant Director for Welfare at the National Lottery Authority, emphasized that the initiative aligns with the NLA's code mandate to provide care, protection, and social support to vulnerable population, including persons with disabilities, orphans, the elderly, and public welfare institutions. Mr. Dion disclosed that unlike previous years, when donations were limited to few counties, the current leadership of that NLA has expanded the program nationwide. She further noted that the initiative was fully sanctioned by the offices of President Joseph Boakai and Vice President Jeremiah Kun, reinforcing the government's commitment to uplifting Liberia's most vulnerable citizens. She, however, assured members of the disabled community that their welfare remains a priority. In a related development, the representative of the that's of Australian traditional Maywas of Rivers County expressed heartfelt appreciation to the Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation for its continued support toward women, girls, and youth empowerment, particularly within the health sector. In her message at the program in Yakpa the Maywas representative praised the foundation and its founder, Honorable Ruth Collins, who that's whom she described as their own daughter, for responding to their long-standing concerns and challenges. The occasion marked a significant moment for the midwives of Riverside County in an effort to strengthen and rebuilding their career. According to her, the donation honors the gift and certificate presented to them, which strengthen their resolve and continuous support to the country. The president of the National Rubber Brokers Association and Farmers Union of Liberia, James C. Here has ended a engagement with the officials of the union in Brown County in at addressing critical challenges facing Liberia's rubber sector. Speaking to the engagement, Seki emphasized that National Rubber Brokers and Farmers Union of Liberia aim is to protect the interests of small and vulnerable rubber farmers, local brokers, Liberian exporters, and whom he described as key entrepreneurs driving the rubber economy. He noted that while Liberia is rich in natural resources such as gold, diamond, iron ore, and rubber, the government has failed to adequately regulate and add value to these resources, particularly in agriculture. According to him, Rubber Planters Association of Liberia represents large plantation of 100 acres, including companies such as Firestone, Salala Rubber Corporation, and others, while some farmers remain excluded from decision-making processes. And further urged that when the law creating the Liberia Rubber Development Authority was repealed and replaced with the Rubber Planters Association of Liberia framework, smallholder farmers were never part of the discussions or move, he said, violates Liberia's constitution. Jurors in the ongoing criminal trial against former House Speaker Councillor Fona Tikofa and several co-defendants Tuesday raised serious doubts about criminal code A over that's the reliability of video evidence presented by the prosecution first state witness Raphael Wilson. During the conclusion testimony, first state witness ACP Wilson entered on video footage and photographs allegedly showing defendant Thomas Irish participating in the November 10th, 2024 desecration of the Capitol building chamber by removing chairs. However, following and playing of the video, one of the juror questioned the witness whether the individual shown in the video was in fact the defendant before the court. In response, the witness admitted and told the court that the defendant, named Thomas Irish, is the current in the dock of the court. In an effort to strengthen community health care, empower women in Riverside County, the Ruth Coker Collins Development Foundation for Women, Girls, and Youth Empowerment has certificated over 183 traditional midwives, women from that's for their dedication to improving maternal and child health across the country. The program, we saw over 200 parading the street of Yapa Town, were described as Ruth Coker Collins Development Foundation demonstrating an enduring commitment to grassroots development and women's empowerment through impactful work of the Ruth Coker Collins Development Foundation. Speaking during a well-attended meeting Monday in Riverside County, former Public Works Minister and Chief Executive Officer of the Ruth Coker Collins Foundation reaffirmed the foundation vision of reaching to undeserved communities with particular focus on women, girls, and frontline health workers. He emphasized that many of the midwives leave their homes for work to save lives. But Coco Collins also commended the active involvement of traditional leaders, including chiefs, whose participation and guidance continue to strengthen development efforts at community levels. After nearly 2 weeks of direct cross-examination by both the prosecution and defense, jurors on Monday questioned the state first witness, investigator Raphael Wilson, focusing closely on the quality, sources, and credibility of the evidence presented in the ongoing Capitol building fire trial. Following the conclusion of defense cross-examination, the court invited jurors to pose questions to the witness. Many of the inquiries centered on whether audio recordings, video footage, and photographs constituted the primary evidence against the defendants. In response, Wilson testified that the prosecution's case also relied on vulnerable statements, call logs, and other investigative materials. During cross-examination, however, defense counsel challenged the reliability of several purported volunteer statements, arguing that some were obtained through torture or coercion and that all lacks credibility. The defense asserted that such statements should not be considered credible or admissible. The managing editor of Front Page Africa, Randy C., has criticized the Unity Party-led government for what he described as consistent attacks on Front Page Africa and other media institutions over their reportage on national governance. Recently, Front Page Africa published its annual performance review of the Boakakon administration, assessing cabinet ministers and key government sectors for 2025 based on delivery, accountability, and national impact. The report also evaluated the performance of the president, vice president, and other critical sectors of government, presenting a picture of modest progress but highlighting persistent underperformance in several key areas. The report has sparked mixed reactions, and some government officials and supporters of the ruling party have questioned the credibility of the newspaper, alleging that portions of the report, particularly those citing underperformance in critical sectors, were influenced by pay-for-play considerations. Meanwhile, appearing OKF on Monday, they described the ruling party's alleged action as counterproductive to press freedom and a threat to democratic principles. The managing director of the National Food Authority has underscored the importance of teacher training in order to mold the minds of students in schools throughout the country. Mr. Seko Dukle said his administration at the MPA will work with institutions engaged in providing education specifically for young people, especially in area of its operations. Mr. Dukle's assertion was contained in a speech delivered on his behalf by Dawuda Ability, the Director of Governmental and International Affairs of the National Port Authority, at the graduation ceremony of Liberia's Standard Teacher Training College held in Borough of Nikuru Town on Monday. In remarks, the National Training Director of Liberia's Standard Teacher Training College, Reverend Andrew Fayad, appealed to the Liberian government to begin assisting teacher training institutions in the country. And ahead of the festive season, telecommunication company Orange Liberia donated 4 items to residents of Electoral District 8 in Montserrat County. The donation includes 248 25 kg bags of rice, oil, along with 150 gallons of cooking oil intended to support vulnerable citizens during the Christmas season. Presenting the item, an agent of Orange Liberia urged local authorities in District 8 to ensure transparency in the distribution process so that the items reach community members fairly and directly. The donation was formally received by District 8 Representative Prince Toles and commended Orange Liberia for what he described as timely relief for the less fortunate during the holiday period. Representative Toll assured the company that the distribution process will be carried out transparently, ensuring that all communities within Montserrat County District 8 benefit from the donation at this time.
Indeed, if you just join us, a reminder you are in tune to King's Newsroom for the 5 minutes of news from Liberia and the rest of our one world. Today is Tuesday, December 23, 2025. One of our top stories this evening, National Lottery Authority launches what they describe as major humanitarian donation initiative targeting persons living with disabilities across the eastern region of the country. We take a very short break. When we come back, we'll bring you the voices of the newsmakers. Many thanks for being there and welcome back. The managing director of the National Port Authority has underscored the importance of teacher training in order to mold the minds of students in schools throughout the country. Mr. Sekou Dukli said his administration at the NPA will work with institutions engaged in providing education, especially for young people in areas of its operation. Mr. Dukli's assertion was contained in a speech delivered on his behalf by Dawuda Ability, the Director of Governmental and International Affairs of the National Food Authority at the graduation ceremony of the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College held in the borough of Nuku Town. In remarks, the National Training Director of the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College appealed to the Liberian government to begin assisting teacher training institutions in the country.
It was rewarding to see Liberians, mostly women, graduating from a teacher school. We definitely need trained teachers in our various classes. The theme I brought here was to make sure we encourage those in classes to understand the students, understand the environment the students live. It's difficult when people are waking up in the morning, don't even have food to eat. They have to go to school. It's tough. So teachers have to be patient, like I said, and listen to their students and understand the kind of students that they are dealing with. They're going in the classroom to teach. It's not just about teaching. It's about instilling that discipline, that confidence in the young people, the young leaders of tomorrow. So my address to the graduating class today was based on the fact that if they can understand the teaching or the students that they are teaching, they will be role model for leaders tomorrow here in Liberia. I'm pretty sure this school actually prepared their students and they are ready. Teaching is not just a job; it's a calling. Some get in it, for the money, but then you get in it and you realize, you know what? There are thousands of people that depend on you. Look at the person that we have here today. Imagine the first person that taught him in school, the first person that taught him in sixth grade, in 12th grade, in grade level. So teachers have very, very, serious impact on the lives of our young people and even our older people. The difficulties that they are facing when it comes to teacher pay, when it comes to school fees, they are struggling.
The education
He remarks the National Training Director of the Liberia Standard Teaching Training or Teacher Training College, Reverend Andrew Fire, appealed to the Liberian government to begin assisting teacher training institutions in the country.
The education sector of Liberia is still faced with huge challenge or struggle for a better system. And one key area in the training of our present and incoming teachers and school administrators. If you take a keen look across our country, you will find out that there are facts around us of many untrained teachers and school administrators in our school environment across Liberia, which is seriously undermining the quality of education being offered. With this in mind, the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College is fully committed to buttressing national government teachers' qualification policy and to accelerate improvement to affordable and inclusive quality teacher education for all. Liberia Standard Teacher Training College is fully aware that most of our teachers, especially teachers in the primary schools, are finding it very difficult for higher education due to low salary and high cost of living. This has placed many teachers in the low income bracket across our country. It is based upon this, the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College, in collaboration with Education Watch Network of Liberia Incorporated, launched the Advancing Teachers Education Project in collaboration with the Bureau of Teachers Education in 2015 in the borough of Newtown to train teachers in the low income bracket across Liberia.
He's the National Training Director of the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College, Reverend Andrew Fire. Earlier, you listened to Sekou Dukli Prosect Dawuda Ability, the National Director of Governmental and International Affairs of the National Port Authority, there at the graduation ceremony of the Liberia Standard Teacher Training College held in the borough of Nukri Town. The managing editor of Front Page Africa, Rodney C., has criticized the Unity Party-led government for what he described as consistent attacks on Front Page Africa and other media institutions over the reportage on national governance. Recently, Front Page Africa published its annual performance review of the Boakakun administration, assessing cabinet ministers and key governance sectors for 2025 based on delivery, accountability, and national impact. The report also evaluated the performance of President Joseph Boakai, Vice President Jeremiah Cohen, and other critical sectors of government, presenting a picture of modest progress but highlighting persistent underperformance in several key areas. Appearing on the OK Money Rush Monday, CA described the ruling party's alleged actions as counterproductive to press freedom and a threat to democratic principles.
We're angry. They're behaving like opposition. They're fighting everybody.
I think Senator Snow said something similar to what you say.
They're fighting everybody.
Are you serious, Rodney?
And it's not, they fight you, they fight me. When we put the graves out last week,
one of them was saying some bad things about me recently. I heard, but
the text messages I got from people, the response that it generated. This is something we've been doing for the last decade plus. The very same people you see in government today were outspoken against previous government.
Exactly.
And this grading thing, people say, "Oh, why? How you came about this?" Don't think about it.
And Rodney, I'm not. Before you go further, the thing about it is that most of the time when the people in opposition they use the Front Page Africa grading to say, "Hey, you see, the government doing nothing. FPSL not do it. They all man get F."
The previous government think there's too much anger in the country right now, and they may think that they're helping the president, but they're falling prey to a recurring circle in Liberia's tragic past.
I didn't make it.
That is sycophancy, and President Boakai is falling to that sycophancy.
He's the managing editor of Front Page Africa, Rodney C. They're speaking ahead of the festive season. Telecommunications company Orange Liberia has donated full items to residents of Electoral District 8 in Montserrat County. The donation includes 248 half bags of rice, 25 kilograms of rice, along with 150 gallons of cooking oil, intended to support the vulnerable citizens during the Christmas season. Presenting the items on behalf of Orange Liberia, the representative urged local authorities in District 8 to ensure transparency in the distribution process so that the items reach community members fairly and directly. The donation was formally received by District 8 Representative Prince Tool, who commended Orange Liberia for what he described as a timely relief for the less fortunate during the holiday period.
Okay, Orange is not just here to make business, but we are here to give back to our people. When we say Orange is here and we are home, and this is our district. So everything we do, we think about the people of Liberia, we think about the people of District 8. So today we want to celebrate the Christmas with the citizens, with the constituents of District 8 by giving back to Liberians in District 8. This donation we're going to be giving 248 bags of rice and 150 gallons of oil. We want this to reach down to the people in District 8 so that they can have food to eat, so that they can be able to celebrate with their children. So when we say Orange, we want you to know that Orange is here and Orange is always ready to give back to Liberians. Thank you so much. We'll turn this thing over to the representative now, Honorable Prince Charles, who will take delivery of them and hand it over to his district.
Thank you so much. So, let me talk to the press. I want to say a big thank you. I say hello there, everyone. I want to say a big thank you to Orange Liberia. This is year 2. This is the second distribution that given to our people since the office. We very appreciate it, madam. We say thank you. And the purpose of this item is to work for our people that you give our people. We can rest assured that the people of this number 8, the ordinary people, okay? So, Mr. Polly, the chair from Capitol Hill, these things we never saw it before, but today we are seeing it in our district. It's a very open process. So we will take the rest of the leadership down in the district so we can present to our people. I say thank you. to Orange Liberia for your support, all your support you've been giving her. We appreciate it. The land is there, right in the Jopatan market. As soon as you guys are ready, we'll take you there so we can start the process. Thank you. And God bless us all. And Merry Christmas to everyone.
Merry Christmas. Orange says Merry Christmas. Thank you.
In an effort to strengthen community healthcare, empower women in Rivers County, the Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation for Women, Girls, and Youth Empowerment has certificated over 180 trained traditional midwives for their dedication to improving maternal and child health birth across the county. The program, which saw over 200 parading the streets of Yapa Town, was described as Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation demonstration of enduring commitment to grassroots development and women empowerment through the impactful work of Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation, speaking during a well-attended program in Riverside County. Former Public Works Minister and Chief Executive Officer of the Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation, Madam Ruth Coca Collins, reaffirmed the foundation's vision to reaching underserved communities with particular focus on women, girls, and frontline health workers. She emphasized that many of the midwives leave their homes at dawn and work long hours with limited resources, yet remain committed to serving their communities with compassion and resilience. Madam Coca Collins also commended the active involvement of traditional leaders, including chiefs whose participation and guardians continue to strengthen development efforts at the community level.
What we are concerned of is to identify problem and then together along with our people solve the problem. So doing these things along with them, it gave us so much of suffering and we feel good doing it along with them. So our foundation was established to reach out to the needs of the people. We love it along with some of our friends, our colleagues, and then we identify those problems. Then we work along with them, to have some of them to be, solved. We can solve every problem there. Then we work along with them to actually, do some of the things that they do. So the Ruth Coca Collins Development Initiative, especially women capacity building, youth capacity building, and then we also do farm to market roles. We also do farm, with the farmers. So we got more that coming up for just the few that we can raise that we already engaged with. We just do it alone with our people. So I'm a woman and I know the concerns midwives community, especially for now where they are not on a specific salary or being compensated. We've been around them and most time and the way we see them, we thought that appreciating them for the work they have done. Because for what I look at, they serve as like a zone between the hospital and the community. So they work strongly with the community they bring it to the hospital. So they have been actually doing their best. Though the hospital discourage the home delivering nowadays. So they accompany the pregnant women at the federal hospital. So they actually doing their best. But then we thought because we all are women, we thought to recognize them for the effort that they continue doing on a daily basis. Like they were traumatizing today. I saw what they were traumatizing. Imagine up to 2 o'clock and somebody's in labor pain. And then they have to, knock your door very early in the morning. They have to.
In remarks, former Minister of Health, Dr. Wilhelmina Jala, lauded the Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation for its outstanding contribution to strengthening community healthcare through the certification and honoring of traditionally trained midwives in Riverside County. Speaking at a well-attended ceremony in Yapa Town, Dr. Jala described the initiative as timely and impactful, noting that it recognizes women whose dedication forms the backbone of maternal and child care delivery in rural communities.
We want to first say a big thank you to the Youth Coca College Foundation that took a project and ran with it to make this day possible. Today we are gathered to honor and express our heartfelt gratitude to a remarkable group of women. You are the backbone of the maternal health in all of our communities. Your knowledge has passed down through generations and has provided countless women with support. Down through generations and has provided countless women with support. You offer comfort, reassurance, and a sense of safety to expected mothers. We recognize the challenges you have faced, often without review training and recognition. Yet you continue to serve with grace and resilience. Your efforts have not gone unrecognized. Thank you for your hard work. You heroes in all your communities, and we are grateful for everything you do. Let us continue to work together to ensure that every mother and child receive the care they deserve. I will continue to work with the Good College Foundation to make sure that we continue to work.
The National Muslim Students Association of Liberia has set 3 committees aimed at holding its General Assembly, reviewing its constitution, and holding elections for a new corps of officers. The association president Ibrahim Dole disclosed that the committee for the General Assembly is headed by Abu Jabete as chairman, Fatumata Bar co-chairman or chairperson, and Aliyu Dole, Secretary General. Addressing a press conference in Monrovia, Mr. Dole added that the independent election committee comprised of Mustafa Chairman, Benu Kamara, co-chairperson, and Hassan Kaba, Secretary General. Dole named the Constitution Review Committee to include Abdul Karim Sharif, Chairman, Esther Wia, co-chairperson, and Jalal, Secretary General. Here now is Ibrahim Dole.
In accordance with the Constitution of the National Muslim Students Association of Liberia, the Executive Committee has officially constituted a committee responsible for preparation of the forthcoming General Assembly of the National Muslim Students Association of Liberia, the highest decision-making role in the institution's constitution. The General Assembly is convened after every 2 years to provide a platform for members to review the programs and financial reports, deliberate on constitutional matters, and elect officers to serve on the executive committee. These appointments underscores NANSA's ongoing commitment to democracy, transparency, and excellence in student leadership. The committees are the Constitution Review Committee. The mandate of this committee is to conduct a comprehensive review of the NANSA Constitution, identify provisions requiring amendment or clarification, prepare a draft for submission, and guide deliberations during the General Assembly. The chairperson of this committee is Abdul Karim Sharif, co-chair is Esther J. Wia, and the Secretary General is Hussainatu M. Jallo. The Independent Election Commission. The mandate of the Independent Election Commission is to supervise and manage all electoral processes of the association, including candidate vetting, preparation of the election timetable, organizations of the date, and announcement of official results in accordance with the Constitution. This committee is chaired by Mr. Mustafa Shemo, co-chaired by Beno Kamara, and the Secretary General of this committee is Hassan Kaba. The mandate of the General Assembly Committee is to oversee all activities of the General Assembly, including agenda setting, delegate allocation, budget management, and proposing initiatives to enhance the quality and impact of the Assembly. The chairperson of the Assembly Committee is Mr. Abu M. Jabater. It is co-chaired by Fatumata Bintu Ba, and the Secretary General of this committee is Aliyu Dole.
Is Ibrahim Dole, who is the association president of the National Muslim Students Association of Liberia, the speaking. A visually impaired man residing in Batnesville is calling on humanitarians and well-meaning citizens to support him in expanding his small business. Speaking to a reporter at the intersection of Broad and Johnson Streets, Lawrence Kabila said that although he's basically or visually impaired, he does not want to become a burden or embarrassment to people he meets daily on the streets. Lawrence, who is currently a local airtime vendor, disclosed that he started his business in October with just 300 Liberian dollars. Today, he says he has been able to grow the business to nearly 10,000 Liberian dollars, which he uses to support the welfare of his 4-year-old child.
Yeah, as I told you, some people they have a lot of dirty promises.
Okay.
In which I will say, oh, the man I want to do it. I don't know how he can know the button. How you know the button to press if I point the how you know. I can tell you, I said, don't give up. I can be as motivation to somebody else what I will have side to see.
Okay.
Because if some people in person can sit on the side wall to say I'm doing business. That you can do, encouraging, supporting you, so you'll be able to do something better tomorrow. You're not coming for handout or help me to do this. Empower me so I can be able as you listen to the recording, you can come and promote. And the promotion is not about to give me free money.
Okay.
But if you buy for me, the profit I will be there, I will give some, I keep some for the business to grow. If God touches you, you say, oh, I want for me to be a blessing to him, so I can give you $5 level or $10 level. That I be keeping aside from you. Maybe in the evening hour after I leave the year, they will see also. So my dream that I have to have it extended so it can be extended.
So you talk about starting this business with about 300 Liberian dollars.
Yes.
Are you care to tell us little about the status right now? How is it growing?
No, it's actually we are getting it because I started with I bought a makeup food, I put it 300 on orange. I started with orange because we start last time I will not have a movie food. But for now, what I have in my food is about
Okay. Please don't just expose our little thing that keeping there.
But I don't want to have it.
Okay.
But I have. Everything in life is not easy.
Okay.
There's now easy bridge to cross water. Before you cross the water, there is now easy bridge. You have
Across the border now, there's growing anger in Malawi over a post-Christmas fortnight trip to the UK that one of the country's vice president is due to take. Jane Hassan visit will be a private capacity or will be in a private capacity, but the reported size of both her interaction over a course of the trip has ignited fierce criticism. The details have been disputed by her office. The role began after the circulation of an alleged leaked letter to the Malawi High Commission in London signed by Secretary for Foreign Affairs Klonjin Sinwakan, listing 15 individuals set to accompany assigned in power since October. The vice president government has pledged to manage the economy competently and has already announced a raft of measures. Malawi media have published further alleged details about the visit, reportedly from leaked documents saying it will cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. While the vice president office has confirmed the trip, it has disputed the information in circulation about how much the state is spending. To end this news, here once again, our top stories this evening. In an effort to strengthen community healthcare, empower women in Riverside County, the Ruth Coca Collins Development Foundation for Women, Girls, and Youth Empowerment certificates over 180 trained traditional midwives. National Lottery Authority launches what it described as major humanitarian donation initiative targeting persons living with disabilities across of eastern region of the country. From Page Africa, managing editor Ragnar C. criticizes the United Party-led government for what he described as consistent attacks on Front Page Africa and other media institutions over the reportage on national governance across the border. There's a growing anger in Malawi over a post Christmas fortnight trip to the UK that one of the country's vice president is due to take. Many thanks to all of our contributors, editors, and reporters who help in making this edition of King's Newsroom a success. For more news and information on this station, do join us at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, or better still, at 1 p.m. for a fascinating edition of King's Newsroom. Newton Tokpa brought us our news bulletin. Frank Swain sat at control and produced the sound. My name is Cornelius Johnson. On behalf of the entire team, I anger. Many thanks to all of you for listening and watching. Good evening.